Hi there. If you're watching this on YouTube, or you're wanting to watch any of my content on my channel, or both for that matter, I would strongly recommend hitting the subscribe button and comment and like on any videos if you may wish, because this is a general audience channel. Also, this video is not made for kids, it is for older fans and adults alike. So please sit back and enjoy the video. White Elephant. Written and told by julyleonard. One day, Thomas and Edward, the two founding engines of the Northwestern Railway, stood at Vickerstown Station. They were awaiting a new arrival that the fat director purchased. "Where's he at?" asked Thomas impatiently. "Aren't we supposed to be meeting him here?" "Patience, Thomas," replied Edward calmly. "He should be here shortly." "No, I bet he probably forgot," he retorted, still impatient. "What's this about anyway?" "Well, don't quote me on this, but I'm sure it's about that new engine he's been talking about," Edward sharply replied. "Oh, that new engine that was supposed to be here a month ago? That one?" Thomas pondered. "I think so," came the reply. He then notices the fat director approaching. "Oh, shh, he's coming now," he whispered. The fat director clears his throat and spoke. "Thank you, Thomas and Edward, for coming on such short notice," he announced. "Now I know lately the workload has been rather plentiful." "Oh, plentiful. That's the word," muttered Thomas. "Thomas," came the muttered reply. "But I have some rather exciting news," the fat director continued. "After a long period of waiting, our new express engine is finally here, and should be arriving any second." "That's wonderful news, sir," exclaimed Edward. His expression changed. "What kind of engine is he?" But before the fat director could finish, there was an unfamiliar whistle. "Oh, there he is," he exclaimed and cleared his throat. "Thomas, Edward, please welcome our new number 3. The engine came to a stop at the station. He was painted green with red lining, a yellow number 3 on both sides of his tender, 4 small wheels in front, 6 driving wheels in the middle, and 2 small wheels behind. "Oh," exclaimed Edward, impressed. But Thomas was suspicious. "Hello," he said. But the fat director was not so impressed. "Oh, I'm sorry. He cleared his throat. "There seems to be a mix-up here. I ordered an Atlantic Express engine. What are you?" he asked.
Henry," the engine replied.
"You're Henry?" asked the fat director.
"Oh ho ho, this is pretty awkward," chortled Thomas in sarcasm.
"Thomas," interrupted Edward.
"Right," said the fat director.
Is there a problem here, or?" stuttered Henry.
"I wanted an Atlantic," demanded the fat director, "and that double-crossing rat sent me that. A white elephant."
Henry was shocked, but despite that remark, the fat director calmed down.
"I mean, no," he continued. "Well, I don't think you're my engine. See, I ordered a newly built Atlantic Express engine."
Henry was stunned in embarrassment. Well, I'm sorry for not being that, but I am newly built. I'm a prototype LNER A1 built in 1919.
"Newly built, eh? You have your blueprints with you?" the fat director asked.
Yeah, they should be in my cab, replied Henry. The fat director turned to a workman.
"Go get them," he said.
"All right, sir." The workman got the blueprints and brought them over. "Here you go," he said. The fat director analyzed the blueprints.
"Let's see here. And take a look at that. These drawings," he said to Henry, "you were conceptualized by Sir Nigel Gresley?"
Yes, that is correct," replied Henry.
Hold on.
The great Sir Nigel Gresley? No, that can't be right," said the workman. Gresley wouldn't draw an engine with such a small firebox." The fat director pondered for a moment.
Unless this is one of the drawings he chucked.
What does any of this mean?" whispered Thomas. "Hold on." "Shh," Edward whisperedly replied. The fat director was stunned.
"I'll be ding-dong-danged," he said. "You are my engine. You were just squandered."
"Oh, okay," replied Henry.
"You made it here all right?" asked the fat director. "No steaming issues or anything like that?"
No, not that I can think of," stammered Henry.
"Right. Well, that's good at least," said the fat director. "All right, Henry. Welcome to Sodor. I am Sir Charles Topham Hatt, but you can refer me as the fat director, and I apologize for that little misunderstanding."
"No, yeah, that's quite all right," Henry replied.
"Right then," said the fat director. "Let's see how well you fare pulling passengers."
And with that, Henry puffed away to collect some coaches. As time went by, despite the tests on Henry went without a hitch, he started having steaming troubles. He even had lots of new parts and new paint too, even though he was one time painted blue with red lining and repainted back into green again. However, they did him no good. Because Henry had a small firebox, he couldn't make enough heat, and the coal he took was bad. Although the fat director, now known as the fat controller, planned on replacing Henry with a different engine, he changed his mind by ordering some Welsh coal for him instead, which done Henry much good. But one early winter morning, all that was bound to change, when Henry crashed into the back of James's goods train at Kildane while pulling a fish train called the Flying Kipper due to icy points which caused the accident. Instead of replacing him, the fat controller decided to send him to Crewe for a new shape and a larger firebox, so he'll feel a different engine. As Henry was loaded onto a flat truck waiting to depart for Crewe, a blue tender engine, whose name was Sandra, passed by. "Take care of the Flying Kipper for me," he called. When Henry arrived at Crewe, he met a man whose name was Sir William Stanier, who he and the fat director were apprentices together at Swindon, suggested that Henry was to be rebuilt into an LMS Stanier Black 5 with a larger firebox. As Henry was waiting for his rebuilt, an unfamiliar engine pulled up next to him. The engine was painted dark red with yellow and black lining, 4 small wheels in front, 6 driving wheels behind, 6 wheel arches, and a number 5596, and the two began talking like old friends. Months later, as spring drawn in, Henry's rebuilt was complete. The workman asked if Henry can have his splashers, but Henry said, "No," he replied. I think I like my new shape better without the splashers, 'cause it would make me look too much like a Jubilee class, especially the one that I met."
The tests on Henry went without a hitch and was able to go back home. When he came back home, everyone gave him 3 cheers and met Sandra. Sandra told Henry about how she was getting on and the rumor of how she was misjudged by the other engines about replacing him. Because of Henry's improvements due to his new shape from Crewe, he is now a better steamer, much to Gordon's jealousy from certain events, such as his whistle valve being jammed and Henry sneezing at some boys for dropping stones on him, which led to Gordon's valve gear being... But I'm afraid between you and me, that's another story.